What's up, guys? It's Teddy here from Rotary Creations, and I'm going to give you the most honest review on the Dremel 4000. Let's get to it. Okay, right before we talk about the Dremel tool, be sure you leave a comment about the things you like and dislike about either your Dremel or the Dremel 4000. And also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so that way you don't miss any of the projects or any of the information that I'll be putting out about Dremel and Rotary tools. So now let's go to the workbench. Okay, so if you'll notice in the thumbnail, my Dremel does come with the Dremel box that it was packaged with, and it also came with all these accessory attachments. I got a lucky deal on mine around Christmas time, so if you are buying a Dremel tool, I suggest buying them around Christmas time because they do drop the price on them pretty good to where you can get a lot of these attachments and you're not down too far in your pocket. So really, this is going to be a video of kind of what mine came with and how you can use a little bit of that stuff, but mostly it's going to focus on the Dremel itself and the things that I like most and dislike about it. And there's only a very few things that I don't like about it, but other than that, it's a really excellent tool. Probably my favorite tool that I have right now. Mine's dirty as can be because I use it all the time for the YouTube channel. But other than that, this is my most honest review. I mean, I've been working with this thing for weeks and months, and I found only very few things that I don't like about it. But, you know, maybe if you bought one that's a little bit more expensive, maybe it could fix that, or you know, a way to fix it. I'm not sure. So start off, the Dremel 4000 is really awesome. So it has really good air vents, so that way you don't get overheated. You'll find out that's really important because the air coming out of these things can be really hot sometimes, and so you might want to wear gloves sometimes when you're using it for harder projects, especially at the higher speeds, because it can get really warm and burn your hands. So not necessarily burn them, but it can be irritating. It has a speed dial, so that way you can set your RPMs to however you want them. So for a bunch of my stuff, you know, I can go to 15 and right in between 20,000 and right in between there. And so it's really nice. If you can see it better right there, yeah, so it's really nice that you can adjust that. And it also does go all the way up to 35,000 RPMs, which is going to help you with a lot of intricate materials, especially because you do need higher speeds to make better, cleaner cuts on most things. Even though you wouldn't think so, you do. So it has dual wheel brushes, so there's one on the bottom and then there's one on the top, and those are very easy to remove. I'm not removing them right now though, because it's not time to change them yet, so that's good. Mine is corded like all the Dremel 4000s are. If you do get a Dremel tool, unless you're getting like a small engraving one just to engrave your name on, say, your phone or your calculator so no one steals your TI Inspire while you're at school, get a corded Dremel. It's going to help you so much more. Sure, you may have to deal with a cord, but you never have to deal with recharging a battery. So that's the only thing I gotta say about that. The Easy Twist wrench tool is really awesome to have. So mine's covered in sawdust. There we go. Okay, so this is the Easy Twist wrench tool. So pretty much what it is having your Dremel wrench here for changing your bits right built into your Dremel tool. So when I'm working and I have it on and I'm doing stuff and whatnot, then I can twist this off a little bit. I'll press my lock button to then lock the Dremel, and then I slide my deal up in the spot it needs to be, and then I just twist left, and as you can see, my bit fell down. It unloosened the collet, and so now I don't have to pull out my little wrench or anything. And then you just tighten it back up with it and then spin that right down. And it's really handy. You wouldn't believe how handy it is, because I keep my little wrench over here back behind the camera, and then I have to reach for it whenever I don't have this on it. So it's kind of annoying to not have it on it. So that's really good to have. It's definitely you want on it, because it just makes stuff quicker. So next thing, I'm trying to keep this video short, but I am giving an honest review. All in all, everything that I've used it for is performed phenomenally. I've never had an issue, and I've worked it kind of pretty hard, you know. I've done a lot of stuff with it, and I plan on doing more stuff, but I don't see any problems in the future coming from it. Now, the only few problems that I've came up against is when you are loosening this either with the easy twist or the wrench, after you use it for so long, it's like this collet gets worn down, like you tried to tighten a nut either too hard or you didn't have the right wrench, and so it got a little bit rounded. It's not as square as it used to be, and so the wrench don't fit exactly square. Sometimes it has a little bit of wiggle room, you know, and then it'll get little score marks in the edges and stuff like that. And then the easy twist, sometimes it doesn't, it has a little bit of play in it. I understand, you know, it's not the exact tool, but you know, and also it has to be able to slide on and off very easily. So I feel like, you know, if you're using something at a very high speed, you'll want to go ahead and use your wrench, so that way you can make sure it's really tight. Just make sure that your wrench is put all the way onto the collet. Otherwise, you'll wind up stripping it like I have once before. So once it's all the way on there, then you can twist right and actually crank on it. So I think the metal for the collet is a little bit weak. Let me see if I can spin this off of here and show you. So yeah, if you're able to see it, as you can see, mine has a little bit of score marks. They do sell these separately, so you can buy more of them if you ever have an issue with it. But I feel like, you know, it could have a little bit tougher metal. But that's just my opinion. But other than that, it's not too much of a hassle. Another thing you want to watch for, and it's something that I just kind of thought of since knowing, you know, a bunch of tools and sawdust and whatnot, is even though these have really good fans for blowing air out, sawdust can still get trapped in here. So if you have a shop vac or a air compressor, like I turn my shop vac backwards, or if you have, let me see real quick. If you have one of these duster cans of air, you will want to go on the inside of here and blow this off, because if you can see right here, there's a little bit of sawdust just kind of caked up right there, and so you'll want to blow that off just like that. And it also is on the inside of here. If you take a light and blow all the way through it, you will see the sawdust come out if you do have that issue. So I suggest getting one of these cans of air and just keeping it around. You know, you don't have to take it apart and clean it, but you do want to spray it out, so that way you're not gunking up anything inside of here whatsoever. Even though it is sealed up very well, don't want to take the chances. And probably the last thing that's really just the most annoying is it does have the metal hook here for hanging it. So I have the Dremel drill press station, and I'd say the most annoying thing is trying to get this metal hook out of the Dremel, because if you're like me, I chew my fingernails, so I don't really have fingernails. So when you want to pop this thing out of here, if you don't have good fingernails, you can't grip it. I mean, there's no, they made like a little indentation right here to grip it at, and if if you get your tool worn down, you can pop it out, or if you just really want to mash your thumb into it, you can pop it out. But usually when you first get it, you might want to take your little tool and wedge it right in there and then pop it out, so that way then you can hang it on whatever you need to hang it on. That's really all that's wrong with this. There's nothing else. I just think they could have put a better, like, you know, indentation for grabbing this metal hook out, so that way it'd be easier. Another thing is, if the collet was a little bit tougher, but you can buy more of those, it's no problem. They're really cheap. They're not that expensive. Another thing is, make sure your tool is fitting exactly on there, because it does have a little bit of playroom if you mess something up or strip it a little bit. But other than that, this Dremel 4000 is really, really awesome. I got this for my birthday. I really wanted one, and then I decided to start a YouTube channel not too long ago. As you can tell, I only uploaded a few videos in just a few amount of days. But, you know, this has been really, really fun to work with. You wouldn't believe how fun it is to have and stuff like that. And also, if you get it, if you can buy one of the Dremel workstations, like I have the bench press workstation. Here's the corner of it right here. I'll do a review on that also. If you can get more of the Dremel workstations, I guarantee you get them, because they are awesome. You know, they're just so handy with the Dremel, and you really can't beat having that extra mobility or access to the Dremel, or accessory, I would say, too. One of the ones that I think is the coolest is probably the Plunge router Dremel attachment. That is probably one of the coolest ones that I'll be getting soon and doing a review on and using a lot in this channel. So as you can see, mine, it came with the routing attachment. So this is really handy. It'll save you from a lot of trouble. It's really good. I suggest getting this, as if you just get just a Dremel, I suggest getting the routing attachment as one of your first implements. It don't really cost much, and it's really handy. Second one, I would say the engraving handle. This thing helps you so much. It just gives you so much more grip. This is just a nut for it, but it I'll show you how it slides on in case you don't know. So you just slide it on like that, okay, and then you'll take your nut here and twist that on, and then make sure you get it good and tight, and then after that you are ready to go. And then you just have that more control. You don't have to worry about it getting away from you if you're using it like this, because it is handful sometimes, or you don't have to use it like this or with two hands. So I suggest getting this, because it just gives you like a pencil grip, I would say. So these definitely the first two. Next one I would say is the hole cutter right here. This thing is a really, really awesome. It cuts exact holes to whatever measurement you need it to be, and it has the markings for all the measurements already on here. Really useful. You just screw in your Dremel right here, and you loosen this up, and you set the depth of whatever hole you want it to cut, however thick your board is or whatever it may be. And then you just you'll unscrew this, and this will actually flip over. I don't have it flipped over, so that way I can just package it up. And so say I have it flipped over like this, okay, and then you're going to put this really sharp point into your wood or whatever it may be. You're going to put it in there and then just rotate it around. And it just makes cutting holes super, super easy. I suggest getting it as maybe your third attachment, depending on what you're going to be doing with your Dremel. I would say decide what attachments you need, if you need any, for your Dremel, depending on the work you're going to do. So this is just a 45-degree and a flat angle. It shows that it's used a lot with the sanding drum, and I can understand that. You know, when you're sanding something, you can put it at a perfect 45 and then run along it. So that might help you. But in my suggestion, I would just go by the routing bits for the Dremel and then using the router for the edge of something. If we're going to be using it on wood, if you're going to be sharpening a metal, you might want to be able to use this, but they do have metal sharpeners, special attachments for sharpening certain metals and stuff like that. So pretty much, awesome tool. I just can't believe how great it is and how durable and how tough it is. You know, if you're gonna buy one, you know, they got the 4000 and they got the 4200 and I believe a 4300 also. I can't remember exactly, but this 4000 is really great, and you can get it for a good price, especially around Christmas or if they're having a sale. I got mine from Lowe's. I got it for a great deal. So you might want to check them out. They might be having a sale on them. But I'd say if you're going to get a Dremel, you know, don't be like normal stuff and, you know, oh, well, start out with a small card, then you can get a bigger one. With a Dremel, it's different. You're going to be doing projects. You're not going to be doing something that can kill you. So go ahead and get the higher powered Dremel. Get the better one. So that way you don't have as many problems or trouble. So pretty much that's my honest review. If you think there's anything better about this one or worse about this one from some other models, I would like for you to comment those, you know, and we could talk about them if you want, or just kind of swap ideas of what they should do, you know, and maybe email them and send them some ideas because, you know, the customer's always right. But other than that, this Dremel tool is, in my opinion, the best one I've ever had, and the 4000 I'd say is the best number to start out on. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'd say just go get you a Dremel and then just start working. You'd never believe what you can make when you finally just start working and doing something, and you know, you let your imagination go and just run and whatnot. So yeah. Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for watching the video, and if you wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe to the video. Also, don't forget to leave your comments if you have any, or any questions that you have. Be sure to check out the other videos and playlists that I have. I have only a few, but I will be uploading more. So be sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss any of the projects at all, and all the hints and tips that I'm going to be soon dropping to help you make your tool more efficient. Oh yeah, one last thing. Don't forget to click the little bell when you subscribe also, because I do upload videos very often because I have a lot of material to cover. So I upload videos about every 3 days, most likely. So, you know, there's probably an average of 3 or 4 days where I keep uploading. So, you know, soon it'll be once a week, but right now it's just as often as I can, so that way you get the most out of my channel in just a short amount of time. And I would just ask that you please share this with your friends. Ooh, sorry about that. Share this with your friends if you haven't already. I'm really hoping to get this monetized, dude, and you don't know how much it would mean to me if you subscribed. Even if you don't watch any of the other videos at all, you know, it would just help me out so much, and I'd be really grateful if you did. So, alright, thanks for watching the video.